2018 was a really fun year, and I'm excited to go back today and look through my Instagram, look through some old photos, and just tell some stories from the year. It should be kind of a relaxed video, but I think you'll also get to see a lot of what I've done and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that probably would never have been told before. So I'm excited to get right into it. Let's talk about 2018. Alright, so going back to my Instagram, first thing I see are these portraits I took with my buddy Tom. I'll show some later in the year that I really like. But these were cool. This one is my favorite. As you can see, there's like a little Tom next to him, and I was just learning Photoshop at the time, so I did that. The hallway obviously was straight when we took the pictures, and I went through and messed that all up. I think now I probably would have done the colors a little different, but I definitely like the idea of it, and I think it was cool at the time. Alright, so my first big memory of the year is this video right here. This video is of Danny and Ben from Asking Alexandria. Don't love the effect on it. I don't know why I decided to do that. I probably just wanted to be a little more artistic with it than I was being, but I think it just kind of looks unprofessional. I think if I were to do it now, I probably would make the colors a little more, add in some more effects, but I do like the GIF, and they're awesome. They just have so much fun on stage, and it just, the whole venue is having fun because of how much fun they're having, and I'm just really happy to see them back succeeding and back together again. So this is one of my first videos that I did in 2018, and this one is very, very simple. I went ahead when the video was done and I got rid of the rest of the room so it looked like we were in a big white place, but obviously we were not in one big white place. The editing there came out pretty well. I was pretty happy with how I was able to look. I think, again though, if I did it now, I probably could make it look a lot smoother than it did. Alright, so this picture is one of my favorite projects of the year. This is my buddy Sonar Recordings. He also calls Chris. I call him Krim. So me and Krim were working on this project. He's an audio engineer, and both of us were just looking for clients at the time, so we decided to write a song together. He did all the mixing, mastering. We wrote the song together. And then for the video, we filmed each other's parts. I put most of it together, and he made a lot of the backgrounds for the video. But it was a really awesome project. We're working on another one in 2019, and I'm really excited for that one as well. It's gonna be another big fun project. Moving on, what else? More Khaled, Memphis May Fire. This is a really cool picture. I completely forgot I took this picture, but Memphis May Fire is another band that I love shooting. It just takes me back to my childhood. I definitely grew up listening to them right around 2010. The Hollow was the best album. Challenger was so good after that. So shooting them is just always great. They have a great stage presence. They perform really well. And I forgot I took this picture, but I really like it. This venue. So this venue is called The Egg. This venue is in Albany, New York, and I shot Apocalyptica there. But this venue is so cool. I'm looking through it and I forgot how cool it was. And shooting Apocalyptica was cool for me because they're an all cello band. They were actually playing through an album of Metallica covers. Ooh, I missed Tesseract. So Tesseract was actually posted, I guess, right before I went to The Egg. They are so good. Tesseract Live just changed the way I look at them. I love this picture. I think it was a good picture. All the other pictures I took that day were awful, and I remember this being like really the only one I liked, and even then it took me so much longer than other photos to get it even to here where I could post it. But I love it. I think it came out really well, and that was just an awesome show. I would recommend everyone go check out Tesseract. Then we get into Warped Tour. I'm really excited I got to shoot it again, and Warped's always awesome. I mean, who doesn't? Everyone loves Warped Tour, and I'm excited that it's coming back this year. I'm curious to see how it is. I feel like it's gonna be a huge event, but I'm excited. I think it's awesome, and I'm excited to see what other festivals come in now that Warped Tour isn't as big as it was. So this is a picture of my friend Tom. So Tom is my buddy, he's a rapper, he goes by Young Death, but these portraits were some of my favorite that I took all year. So these portraits, we were just kind of hanging out one night and we decided we were gonna go out and do some shooting. Just kind of wandered around until we found a spot. What we ended up doing was going to a movie theater. So I had a long exposure, so I think this was like 1/4 of a second-ish. And so I was moving my camera as I did it, and that's how we got all these moving lights behind him. But I just love how they came out. I thought it was a really cool effect, and I was happy we were able to get that done. So the next thing I worked on this year was a drum cover of the song Wait by Maroon 5. My buddy Matt Zoll did it, and then Krim mixed and mastered it over at Sonar Recordings. This was awesome. I love how this came out. I think it was a really fun thing, but the day of filming sucked so bad. It was like, it had to be at least 100 degrees, maybe 110. Like, it was middle of the summer, August in Connecticut. It was so hot. And we had to load in everything. I had a generator to power all my lights, and we were loading it into this like abandoned warehouse thing. The walk isn't that bad, and I thought it wasn't gonna be bad at all, but doing it carrying all of our gear, all the drums, the generator, all the lights, it was just a really, really rough day, but I'm glad it was worth it. I'm glad it came out, but it was definitely one of those days where it was fun, but at the end of it, when we were cleaning up, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I still, like, why did I choose this? This is not fun. But it was a fun project. It was just a rough day when we were filming, but Matt's awesome. He killed it on the drums and it was great. Definitely a rough day though. I think this picture of Joe Jonas is probably the highlight of my year. Let me explain why. Obviously, I loved Disney Channel growing up. I loved The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, all the That's So Raven. There are just so many great shows on Disney Channel growing up. And of course, the Jonas Brothers are an integral part of what Disney Channel was, as far as I'm concerned. And so this was a show I actually didn't know I was shooting Joe Jonas this day. I was working for a college, working for the event at the school, so I was going there to shoot a pep rally and then shoot the concert afterwards. It's so weird to see someone that I've seen on TV so many times right in front of me. But the reason that this was cool is because I ended up in a group shower with Joe Jonas. And that's not something I would ever thought I would say. So the way that happened is after we were done shooting, they wanted to take like a big group photo with him. And for some reason, the only place they wanted to go was the locker room. So we went in the locker room, and it's a locker room. There's no great places to shoot. There's a bunch of benches everywhere. The only big open space was the showers. So we crammed, I think, 40 or 50 volunteers into these group showers. And we got in there with Joe Jonas, and I talked to him for a second. Just saying that I ended up in a shower with Joe Jonas is hilarious to me. I think it's a funny thing. And it was just one of those weird things where I was so grateful for my camera and grateful for all the opportunities it brought me, because that was not someone or someplace I ever expected to be. All right, moving up in the year. Ooh, this video. This is the Low Points video. Low Points is a band out of Massachusetts. The song was called The Game. We filmed it in 2 locations. One was their practice spot, and then one was like under this bridge. Definitely sketchy under the bridge. And upstairs in the practice spot was a really tight area, so it was really hard to get everyone in. I was able to hire my buddy, Krim, Sonar Recordings again, to come out and help me film this video. And I had never hired a friend to help me out, so it was super exciting to have the budget to be able to take on another cameraman. I'm really happy with how this video came out. I think it came out really well. It was definitely fun. It definitely got the crazy vibe they were going for. I think in the future, I would probably do a little more of the color corrections and add a little more like glitchy stuff in. But I love the video. I think the pacing came out really well, and I'm happy with it. Right after that video came out, I got to do probably my biggest opportunity of the year, and that was I got to go to New Jersey to film Steve Aoki. So Steve Aoki is a huge DJ. I don't think I've ever worked with someone who is as successful and known as he is. So it was cool to set that bar for myself and work with the biggest artist I had yet. And doing a behind the scenes video, getting to see it all was incredible. Steve Aoki blew me away live. I'm just not a big DJ person, and I loved his DJ set. But what really blew me away is the cakes. If you don't know, Steve Aoki throws cakes into the crowd. It's just what he does. People get caked, and it's in this video somewhere. I'll try and put it on the screen. But yeah, he cakes people. That's what he does. He throws cakes. And they had 10 cakes there, which is such an excessive amount of cakes. They're all like the big like party cakes, you know, like 3 feet long and maybe 2 feet big. And he throws them into the crowd, and he is like a sniper with these things. I was so impressed. He would point at people, nail them with a cake. They could be 10 rows back, 20 rows back. Like, he was so accurate in throwing these cakes and blew me away. Like, he was great at music. The set was great, but his ability to throw cakes was, I think, the real prize there. But that was just a really fun time. Traveling to Jersey was something I hadn't done until this year, so great to check off another state off the list. All right, and then I wrapped up my year with this Under Oath, Dance Gavin Dance, Crown, and Plot tour, and that was just an incredible tour. But Crown, Plot, and Dance Gavin Dance are all bands that I love. Crown is someone that I was listening to years ago. I remember listening to their first EP when it dropped, and it's just been really cool to watch them grow up since. So to get to photograph them is just always awesome. Cool part about that tour for me, though, was that I discovered a new kind of content that I wanted to create. And so the issue was that I shot the show, and I loved it. I had a great time, and I felt like there was just this energy in the room that my photos didn't capture, and that really bummed me out. It's frustrating to come home and not be completely satisfied with your photos. So what I started making was these motion graphics, and I made one of Dance Gavin Dance, one of Under Oath, and one of Crown the Empire. And they were just really cool. They were well received, so I was happy to see that people were connecting with them. I was really proud of them because I felt like it just showed the concert in a way that I hadn't been able to before. I felt like it really put someone right where I was and gave them exactly the experience I was having. That's my goal. I mean, that's always the goal with photos, is to share the experience that I had. So to be able to do it in a way that I feel is so accurate, I was really, really proud of that. So with that said, thank you guys for an awesome 2018. I mean, obviously my ability to do all this is because of the support and following that I have from people like you. So that's super cool. Like, I can't do this alone. And so I appreciate you being there. I appreciate you checking this out, watching this, supporting me. It's just awesome. In 2019, I guess the real question is, who am I gonna end up in a shower with? I don't know. Hopefully I don't end up in a shower with anyone. Hopefully I end up with a story that I don't have to clickbait as much, because I didn't really end up in a shower with him. But irrelevant, we did it. We're here. Happy 2019. Let's go get a good year.